Hey guys, welcome back to the Sal Patera channel. We are on board the beautiful Carnival Horizon. Now last night I had the opportunity to sit down with Chris Williams, also known as the Flying Scotsman, the cruise director of the Horizon. And we got some great insights on the company, what it's like being a cruise director, information on him personally, and some great unknown information about the brand new ship the Carnival is building. You'll know all that by the end of the video. Also, little promotion on this video. If you like this video, share it on one of your social medias and are subscribed to our channel. We're going to give away this great photograph of the Carnival Horizon. Let's start with the Flying Scotsman.
Yes.
So, best I can tell, it was the name of a train. It's also the name of a cyclist.
That's right.
So, why that name?
Perfect. Well, so basically my name originated way back when I first came up with it about 15 years ago. Before I was a cruise director, I was a cabaret artist. So I used to sing in bars up and down the country back home in the UK. And I needed a name. And my full title is Chris Williams, and it just didn't sell. No one knew what it was. They're like, what does this guy do? And I primarily sing a lot of rock and opera. So I mix a lot of Pavarotti with AC/DC. That was my thing. So I couldn't find a name. And then I found this thing about the Flying Scotsman, which is a steam train. And the best thing about the steam train was the taglines that it used to have way back in the day was it was the fastest steam train in its history. But it was the only train as well that could be here, there and everywhere. That was the little thing that you used to say because it was so quick. So whenever I heard that, a light bulb came on because my whole personality is quite high energy, full on. So the idea of being a cruise director, being here, there, everywhere, and being an artist, being here, there and everywhere, that's where the name came from. And it's been with me now for nearly 15 years actually. I've been known as that. And people know me more now as the Flying Scotsman than they know me as Chris or anything else. So a lot of crew guests come on board and go, why are you not called the Cruising Scotsman? I went, well, there's a story. I didn't just pick a name. It's been like that ever since. And I've never been on the Flying Scotsman train, but I've seen it many times. And it comes from Edinburgh and it goes all the way down south. And nowadays it's a train which is a bit like the QE2 in Long Beach, California, where you can still go on the train. They have waiters who serve you cucumber sandwiches, and it's very old school. But that's basically where I got the name from that train, the Flying Scotsman.
And how long have you been a cruise director?
I've been a cruise director for 2 years. So I started with the company coming up to 7 years now. Started with the company as a singer. I did a singer job for 2 years, and then I became a playlist performer, which is what you've probably seen in the shows on board, singing, dancing and all that stuff. I did that with my wife. She was a dancer, I was a singer. And then basically she was coming to the end of her career, where she was like, I'm ready to settle down, get married, we get a house, have a family. And I was about to leave, and then the company said, hey, how would you feel about being a cruise director? And I thought, oh, let me see what it's like. And the job basically gives me all the outlets still to sing, to dance, but on a more personal level with the guests. So, but yeah, that's how long I've been doing it now, 2 years coming up for.
Now as a cruise director, do you have a lot of leeway in setting the schedule day to day and activities the way you want it, or is it more guidelined by Carnival?
Well, so basically what's happened now, if you've been on the ships for the last couple of years, the role now is split into two. There's a cruise director and there's an entertainment director. So back in the day, the cruise director used to do everything. So he would do the schedules, he would do the entertainment program, and what we were finding was our cruise directors weren't getting to be the best at what they were employed to be, like be a people person, so because you were 50% in front of a computer and 50% with our guests. So basically what happened was they brought this role out, and now the entertainment director deals with all of the scheduling of the programming, and the cruise director now is 90% with the guests at any given time, and that other 10% is me looking after my fun squad, which is my entertainment staff members who do all the games during the day and the evenings, and I do their schedules. But when it comes to the whole entertainment program, that's all done now by our entertainment director. So for me, it's a lot better, because before I joined Carnival, I was a cruise director for a European company called Thomson, and that was exactly the way the job was, and I hated it because I wasn't getting to do what I know I'm good at, and you were having to look at schedules and look at reports and all that stuff, and that wasn't for me. So that's why I went back to singing. But now this job gives me all the free outlet to do what I do, so it's a lot of fun.
Tell me about your day. What time do you start in the morning, and what do you do all day long until the time you go to bed?
Okay, so a C day. Typical C day would be I get up at around about 6:45, 7 a.m. I'll get up in the morning and I will check my schedule for the day. I always just double check everything. Every event that I'm on, I'm 10 minutes before every event to make sure everything's set up. So I will do in a C day, typical C day, I will do from 8:30 in the morning. I will start, have my coffee before. That's the most important thing. In this job, I live on coffee. That's basically it. And 8:30, I will do my events until about 11:45. I will get like a 45-minute break to have some lunch, and then I'll probably do 1 p.m. right through until about 4. Then from 4 till 5, I'll do my schedules for the team for the next day. I will then do my handwritten notes for the guests, send them to the cabins, send them some gifts, things like that. I will then get a 15-20 minute power nap. And power napping, I didn't believe it was a thing until I joined Carnival, because any given time you can get 20 minutes here or there, you shut your eyes, that's it. And 20 minutes is great because you feel fresh. Then I'll start my evening at 6:15 with the first announcement for the guests. I'll then get out there for 7 o'clock. I'll do the 2 shows. I'll be there for the show, take it on, take it off, maybe some events in between, grab a bite to eat for 15-20 minutes, maybe sometimes in one of the specialty restaurants, just run by, grab a bit of sushi, then go to work. And then usually my big part of the evening is from 9:45 onwards, because that's when my big events start. So I'll either have an atrium party at 10 p.m, which will finish at 11:15. Then sometimes I will mingle afterwards around the venues to check everything's all right. And then I usually get to bed for about, in my cabin, clocked out for about 12:15, but get to sleep about 1:15, and then back up again about 6:45 the next day. So it's 24/7, 7 days a week. Believe it or not, the C days are easier, even though they're busier during the days. With itineraries like this, the C day is better because there's a lot more breaking up of the day. Whereas in the port day, I have to be up at 5 a.m. to be in at 7. So I'll be up at 5, be up at 7. I'll be on the gangway from 7 till 9:30. Then I will run upstairs doing an announcement to make sure the guests get off the ship. Then I will get a nap for about an hour and a half. Then I'm on the pier welcoming the guests back on between 12 and 3. And then after that, I do a few activities in the afternoon, schedule, and then your normal entertainment. So I feel port days are harder. People would think port days would be easier because you got more time to relax because the guests are off the ship, but it's actually a bit more busier because your time's split up differently. But C days are there's so much more going on, but there's a little bit more leeway where you can get some breaks. But yeah, usually it's a 14 and a half hour day. That's usually what your times are, 7 days a week. And that's why we do 4 months on the ship. Well, some cruise directors don't, they take longer. I do 4 months. And then that's it, 4 months on, 2 months off, that's my thing. And then that 2 months when I'm at home, I do absolutely nothing. I wear sweatpants, I chill out, do absolutely nothing.
No kills back at home?
No kills back at home. This is it, yeah, I just kills with Carnival, that's it.
What's the best part of your job?
I think it's the interaction with the guest. I was so used to being a performer on a stage, where I would go on stage, do a show, see the guests in front of in an audience, and then not see them again until the next show. Whereas with me now, I'm still getting to perform and sing and dance, and I get that up-close personal interaction with the guests after every given event. And it makes the job satisfaction even better. It does make me a little bit jealous that I never took this on a bit earlier. I had the opportunity about 4 years ago to be a cruise director, but I said, no, I'm not interested. But now I see it's the job satisfaction is really nice because you interact with everybody's lives every day. So for me, it's the one-on-one interaction with the guest, definitely. I'm 34 this New York. So July 11th, thank you, yeah. I basically, I turned 34 this New York, July 11th, so yeah.
Let's go the other direction. What's the worst part of your job?
Oh, it depends, it really does. There's those moments where, you will get a disgruntled guest, and my favourite things is when they come to me and they have a massive complaint about something that has nothing to do with my job. You know, it was something to do with their cabin. My cabin's this, and they'll go to guest services, and guest services will then try and rectify the situation, but then they'll say, no, I want to speak to the cruise director. And they will tell them, look, the cruise director can't do anything. He looks after the entertainment. And they will then still call me. And I feel terrible just saying to them, I'm really sorry. I could send you some strawberries, but that's not going to really help your room. But being an ear is fine. I can be an ear and pass on the information, but sometimes it's those guests that just assume, cruise director, if there's something wrong with your bathroom, or it's me that can fix it. Sadly, it's not. And this is why I think the new role of the entertainment director is great, because he takes a lot of that off my hands now, because he's like, if it's something that I can fix, because he knows how busy my schedule is, he will deal with that, and you know, and vice versa. If I can help him, I'll help him. So probably just that. And usually the most, when the guests get really upset, the most time they will ever get upset is usually on the last day, when they have to get off with all their suitcases and coming down from their cabins and getting off with all their things. That's usually the most time they're kind of going to snap, I always say. But I always try and remember, I'm so positive on that morning. That's my earliest morning. I'm up at 4:30 to get started at 5, so I'm there at 5 a.m, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, getting them off, making sure that it's still keeping that vacation vibe, because the moment you drop and you go into, oh, I'm tired, I just want you guys off and bring on our new guests, they will eat you alive. So you've always got to maintain that level of professionalism, but at the same time, you know, making sure that they're still on vacation. Make sure they're happy when they leave, because we've seen guests who have the best vacation ever, and that one morning at the end will ruin the entire trip. So it's like all that hard work you've done for 7 days, it goes in an instant. So you've just got to try and maintain that when they leave. So that would probably be my hardest things, disgruntled guests like that.
One of the big things that people talk about online, if you've cruised with Carnival a really long time, that you see that sometimes Carnival makes changes that the guest sees. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those changes are just to make things different and new experiences, but it seems like a lot of those changes come along the fact that they're changing more to save money, mm-hmm, rather than just change the guest experience. Do you see that on the staff side as well?
On the staff side, it's changed a lot, because, you know, for us on the entertainment side, 5-6 years ago, we were doing shows where we used to have an orchestra with 15 performers. It was 2 singers and all the dancers, but what was happening was, we'd been doing it for so long that the feedback was happening was, they were coming onto a ship. They'd cruise, say for instance, they were on the Dream. They'd been on the Dream for 3 years. They've seen the same shows every single time they come on board. And what was happening was our guests were missing variety. They were just saying, we need something else. We need a change. So what we did is we did a massive rehaul, you know, in 2012, where we had this new thing called Playlist Productions. So we got rid of the whole cast of 15, all the musicians, and it was 8 performers, 4 singers that can dance, 4 dancers that can sing, put them together, and it was these jukebox 35-minute, 40-minute musicals. For the first year, the guests then went back on themselves going, no, we don't like this, we want to go back to the way it was before. So it was that kind of way, we're trying to keep people happy, but we've made some cutting of costs because we got rid of this, but we're bringing that. But now what's happening is coming full circle, because now the shows some of them have 12 performers. Now we're bringing in the live band that we have on board on the stage. So we are seeing changes now where a lot of our musicians were being cut from the programme because we didn't need them for orchestra, but now they're coming back because we need like the brass section, we need a string section, we need things like that. So those have been the biggest cuts that I've seen when it comes to the entertainment. When it comes to the ship itself, I've not noticed much. I did know that I was on the Dream for nearly a year before it got any of its upgrades, and I took it into dry dock last year, and I'll be honest, that ship was such a great ship out of New Orleans, but it needed the revamp. It didn't have a Guy's Burger, it didn't have a burrito bar, it didn't have an alchemy bar, it didn't have sushi, you know, all this different stuff. And the moment we got that, the ship took on another, you know, life of its own. It's like, I think it is the #1 ship at the moment out of all the ships, because it's a big ship, but it maintains a lot of the new stuff that we didn't have. So when it comes to that, I don't see a lot of changes there, but when it comes to the entertainment side, we've seen massive cutting of costs and then things come in full circle.
Any chance of bringing back steel drum bands? John Heald seems to hint on it, but they've never seen.
Well, certain ships have a steel drummer, so the Dream has one. I mean, I think it bases out of where you are going on your itinerary. So like for instance, when we were on the Dream, we would go to Jamaica, and things like that. So we had a steel drum, and basically that guy would be on our ship, it was in the casino. So when you're walking past, the steel drummer would be there, close to the casino bar, and he would do the Lido as well. So like on the Lido during the day when you're in Jamaica having your drinks by the pool, you have the steel drums playing. So it's little things like that. I don't think it works on certain ships where you're coming out of and where you're going to. It's where you're based, basically. It's all to do with your demographic. I know that they have one in the Galveston ships because of where they go as well. A lot of the ports they go to, Ocho Rios and things. Another place in Jamaica, they have the steel drum. But I don't know if they're going to bring it back as a whole, but I do know that certain ships still have them.
And last question, Phil.
Yes.
What do you think of the Horizon as opposed to the other ships you've been on?
You know, it's so different. That's the biggest thing I can say. It's the layout of the ship. I mean, I've been here now coming up to 4 weeks, and I was on the Vista last year, so I had an idea of what it's like, but I get confused just knowing where things are. I still find it weird having at the casino right in the middle. I'm used to walking through the casino to get to somewhere, so not having that's always really weird. Not having elevators in the lobby is another big thing for me, because I'm used to having all these glass elevators and that's my big venue, but that's not there. But I love it. I'll be honest, I love the changes. I love the added extras from the Pig and Anchor to the beautiful dreamscape things, you know, that change with the mood of the day and what events you're doing. I love the changes. And, you know, I know the next ship, the Carnival Panorama, that's, fingers crossed, that's what I've been pushing for the last year and a half. My biggest dream is to bring out a ship. I've always been the number 2, but I've never been the number 1 for something. So I've been pushing for the Panorama for a long time, and I know that the Panorama is going to literally be a carbon copy of what we have here. So that'll be happy for me. But then a year after that, we've got the XL, which is going to be a completely different animal. The only tidbit of information I can give you on that is I believe they're going to have 2 casts on that ship because of the size of it. There's going to be an old school cast. I've heard rumours. There's going to be an old school cast like the Dancers and the Feathers, and there's going to be a playlist cast. So there's going to be 2 venues. That's how big it is, and the staff members is going to have to be double the amount we have. So we have just over 1,300 on here. So you're talking like nearly 3,000 staff. So crazy. But yeah, I love the ship. I really do.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay guys, this is the photo that we are going to be giving away. It's the beautiful Carnival Horizon passing by the Statue of Liberty. Now to win this photo, you just have to like this video, share it on at least one of your social medias, and be subscribed to our channel. Good luck.